Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Bronwyn, and today I'm going to be answering one of the questions that I probably get asked the most, and it is, Bronwyn, what is it like to be a Disney cast member? Somebody sent me this article from BuzzFeed, and I feel like this is a really good representation of what it's like. So without further ado, here are 22 honest truths of being a Disney cast member. Number one is, yes, there are tunnels. No, they aren't magical. I'm not going to talk a ton about this because I'm just like not really supposed to, but yes, they are tunnels. No, they are not anything special. That's really all you need to know about them. Number two is the costume department is amazing. That is absolutely true. I know what you're all thinking when you hear the word costume. However, every single person that works in Walt Disney World is in a costume. I mean, contrary to maybe what you think, I didn't choose to wear an African shirt and pants that looked like peanut butter when I woke up every day. That was my costume that I had to wear, and there's a costuming department that makes sure that all of the costumes are clean and ready to go. I cannot imagine working in costuming because I can just, oh my gosh, there are so many costumes. I read somewhere one time that they do more laundry in like a day than most people do in like a year or something. I made that up, but it's something that's like kind of like that statistic. Every single person that works in Disney World is in a costume, so yeah, the costuming department is amazing. Number three is, if you see a cast member named Chris from Orlando, their name probably isn't Chris and they probably aren't from Orlando. That is true. I know that since guests have like, I don't know if they've come to realize it or it's just kind of become more like knowledge, but it used to be that if you forgot your name tag, the only really stock name tag that they had was Chris from Orlando. Because people have now made like a huge joke out of it, they have tons of different ones. You gonna lay down? You gonna hang out? Okay, you can sit right here. There are definitely some people named Chris that are from Orlando, so just because I have a Chris from Orlando name tag on doesn't mean that it's necessarily fake, but yeah, that is a thing. Hey buddy, what's up? What do you need? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? What do you need? Just attention? Number four is, there are parties exclusively for cast members and they come straight from every Disney nerd's dream. So yes, there are things that happen that are cast exclusive. I don't necessarily know if it's every Disney nerd's dream. I know that if you work an attraction, then you obviously know all the ins and outs and secrets and behind the scenes of the attraction, but there's not necessarily like parties that happen all the time or parties that people would care about. Like, we would have pizza parties at work, but like, is that every Disney nerd's dream? Probably not. They do though every now and then for cast members have special backstage tours that you can sign up for, but that's not a party, it's a tour. So number five is, we have to stay on schedule and we're not sorry. I mean, yeah, we do have to stay on schedule. Like, if you're late for a fast pass, if you're late for a dining reservation, there is a grace period. However, there are tons of other people that also have fast passes and also have dining reservations that we have to accommodate. So if you're too late, then depending on the circumstances, it's kind of your fault and we can't really do anything. Now, if it's something like your bus broke down or whatever, then obviously we will try our best to work with you. But if it's you showing up 3 hours late for a fast pass because you forgot you had it or something, then not a lot of sympathy there. Number six is, sometimes we stay in character even when we visit the parks as guests. That is absolutely true. Even just in my normal life. Like, if I walk past a kid, I always am like, hey princess, like that's my go-to, what I call little girls at least. I also have been lucky that there's a lot of times if I'm standing near a kid watching a parade or waiting in line for something, I'll strike up a conversation with them because that's what I do at work every day. And thankfully, most of the time, parents don't really think anything of it, or they'll ask me like, do you work here? And I'll tell them yes, just like not right this second. But I don't think that stems from me necessarily being a character. It's just me enjoying talking to children. Number seven is, cast members have a certain way they point their fingers. That is true. We do the 2-finger Disney point, or you can do your whole hand. In some cultures, it's offensive to point with 1 finger, so we point with 2. There's also some myth that like Walt Disney always had a cigarette in his pictures, but they edited it out, so like that's why we do the Disney point, which isn't true, but whatever. Number 8 is we're the best people to go to the parks with because we know them inside and out. That is true for, I guess, most part. Like, it's definitely true for me that I know everything you need to do, everything that's not worth it, what time is the best time to do certain things, that I'm a great person to go to the parks with. I don't think that's necessarily true for every single cast member, but everybody should at least, for the most part, know their way around. I think CPs especially are like the main cast members that go to the parks all the time and stuff because we're trying to take advantage of not being there for a very long time. Whereas I worked with people that hadn't been to the park as a guest in years. Like, they didn't want to spend their free time going to their place of work. So I guess it just kind of depends on the person. Number 9 is we have to follow the Disney look. That is true. There's a very strict Disney look regarding hair color, makeup, piercings, tattoos, all of that, and you have to stick to it or you're gonna get fired or not get hired. Number 10 is we do in fact fangirl over Mickey Mouse. I say this all the time. I would die for Mickey Mouse. Like, love that little rat to death. So I definitely still fangirl over Mickey. I've literally cried meeting him, so love you, pal. Number 11 is if we had $1 for every time we asked someone to stay behind the yellow line, we would be retired by now. That, I guess, is more of a joke for attractions cast members because they're the ones that are constantly having to tell people to wait behind the yellow line. I don't think I've ever had to tell a guest that, so sure. Number 12 is our feet hurt almost 100% of the time. Oh my gosh, yes. You work so much all the time and you're always standing, so your feet hurt. You definitely build up a tolerance. Like, the first little bit, it may be that you're dying after like an hour because your feet hurt so bad, but then the longer that you work there, the less you kind of, either the less they notice, the less you notice that they hurt, or they've built up a tolerance so they don't hurt as bad as quickly. But yeah, your feet always hurt. Number 13 is friends that work at rides with long waits are very valuable. I mean, yeah, but also you can get termed for letting people like in the fast pass line at Slinky Dog Dash if you don't have a fast pass. So like, yeah, they're valuable as long as you're willing to pay the consequences of what could happen if you/them get caught doing that. So number 14 is you can make anyone happy with a Disney sticker. So we have a ton of stickers everywhere. At every single, okay, I don't want to say every single, but at most every single merchandise location, attractions, photo pass, character attendance, most everybody has a sticker because it's the easiest way to keep people happy. Like, that's how, if there's ever a kid upset, wouldn't smile for a picture, whatever, I would just give them a sticker and then they would do anything I wanted. So for the most part, a lot of cast members have stickers on them. Number 15 is we always get hit up for Disney tickets. I don't get hit up like that often, but I definitely have gotten those texts that are like, hey, can you get me in or whatever? And I always say no because, especially as a CP, well, I mean, even normal cast members, like, you get a limited amount of tickets, and at least for me, this isn't true for everybody, I save those for my family because those are the most important people that I have coming to visit me, so I'm not just gonna give them to like some random person that I haven't talked to since high school. But yeah, it does happen. Number 16 is a lot of times we let mean guests roll off our backs. That is definitely true. I've been yelled at before and not even batted an eye about it 5 minutes later. I think that there's so many good guests and ones that are super nice that in a place like Disney World, you can't let every single mean or rude guest get you down, or else you're gonna have a not fun time because people expect a lot, and if they don't get what they want, then they'll throw a hissy fit. And most of the time it's not even necessarily directed at the cast member, they're just mad or annoyed by a situation. So you just gotta kind of learn that, like, meh, you can yell all you want, this is just how it is, sorry. Number 17 is talking about like character integrity stuff, so we're not gonna read that. If you wanna know about it, read the article. Number 18 is we respect parents who power through a full day at the park. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't disrespect them, but I don't know if I necessarily respect them. My mom always says that the secret to a successful Disney trip, especially with small children, is to stick to their normal schedule, take them back for their nap, don't skip meals, or, you know, eat at your normal times. Don't stay in the park until midnight if that's not what time your kid normally goes to bed. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna say, as long as your kid is happy, then sure, I don't care, do whatever you want. But if your kid is screaming and it's 11 p.m., I can't really say that I like respect you for that. Number 19 is we're great at telling stories. That's that's definitely true. People ask me random questions, and if I don't know the answer, I just make something up on the spot. It'll literally be like, oh, why is the top of the castle shaped like that? And for no reason, I'll just make up some story of like, oh, you know, when Cinderella and Prince Charming were building the castle, they just really thought that like so-and-so would like it if it looks, I don't know, that's a horrible story, but there's just like little things that like, it just makes it more magical than saying, oh, I don't know, that's just how it is. Like, you just make up some stuff and then people are like, oh, cool. Whether they believe it or not, I don't really care, but yeah, you tell a lot of stories. Number 20 is the people we work with make our job 18,000% better. That's true if you have good coworkers. I thankfully have, for the most part, always had really good coworkers that make coming to work a lot more fun. And I can imagine if you hate every single person that you work with, then you're not gonna have any fun. But yeah, people you work with, I mean, that goes for any job, not necessarily just being a cast member, that the people that you work with really can make or break a job. Number 21 is our favorite people to talk to are kids. I say this all the time, that I would much rather sit and talk to the kid for 30 minutes than talk to the adult for 30 minutes, just because kids are so fun and so magical and just, ugh, I just love talking to kids. They're so great. Number 22 is finally we tell you to have a magical day because we genuinely want you to. This, for me, is definitely true. I know a lot of people use the have a magical day thing as a backhanded kind of connotation, but I know I always say if somebody's like extra nice to me, I mean, I try and say it to most people, but if somebody's extra nice to me, I always like very sincerely am like, please, please, please have a magical night or have a magical day, like, because they were nice to me and I want them to have a magical day. So I always say it as a nice way. I've never said it in a like backhanded slap in the face kind of way, but there are people that do that, so those are the 22 honest truths of being a Disney cast member. Those are pretty much accurate. As always, I'm gonna link that article down below. It gives little descriptions to everything, and it also has photos if you wanna look through those. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see y'all again real soon.